this is my channel, The Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I'm wearing one of my fancy booktube hats, and today I'm bringing you my third and final part of my June wrap-up. I'll link the first two parts down below. The first was my wrap-up for the Sci-Fi Summer Readathon. The second was my double wrap-up for the Getting Graphic Readathon and the Because Dragons Readathon, and this is just like the other books that got read in the month, and there aren't that many of them, and several of them I've already reviewed or will be talking about in greater detail somewhere else, so this is going to be really quick. The first book I finished in the month was The Women in the Castle by Jessica Shattuck. I had started this well enough before the end of May that I thought I was going to finish it in May, and then I didn't. Then I kept reading it throughout for a significant portion of June. This is historical fiction set during and after World War II in Germany. It's the story of 3 different women and their experiences of Nazi Germany. Basically, this is a really well done book, and it's important, heavy stuff, but I found it to be a slog to get through. I already did a review of this. I'll link the video where I did that, so you can check out more of my thoughts there. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and this was an ARC that I won in a Goodreads giveaway. Next, I read The Ill-Made Knight, which is the 3rd out of 4 books in the Once and Future King by T.H. White. I will be wrapping up the Once and Future King as a whole when I finish it, but I'm not enjoying it, and each book I'm not enjoying for different reasons, and it's really bizarre, and I'm really not having fun. I don't deny that there's some literary genius in this, but I think it really hasn't aged well. The 3rd book was an improvement over the first 2 in some regards for me. I feel like there was actual character development in it in a way that we didn't get any of in the first 2 books at all. And there were what I guess are some interesting themes and ideas bouncing around, but I continue to find the writing style and the tone really bizarre, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. Yeah. I haven't rated The Ill-Made Knight. I will be rating the entirety of The Once and Future King when I finish it. Right now, I'd say it's angling for like a 1 or 2 star rating, just based purely on how many times I've seriously considered DNFing it. I do have one book to absolutely gush to you about, thank goodness, and this is the one that I'm not talking about in any other video. So this is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. Yes, I know, I read a Christmas book in June. I have had this out from the library since Christmas, and I've kept renewing it. But Pratchett is good summer reading, I think. There is no time of the year that is not good for reading Pratchett. There just isn't. And this one is, I believe, the 4th in the Death sub-series. I've been reading each of the sub-series in order, though I've been jumping between them. And this one has everything to do with Hogswatch, which is the Discworld holiday equivalent of Christmas, and the Hogfather, who is the Discworld equivalent of Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus in our real world, the current conception of the Hogfather in the Discworld is far detached from his origins, the dark primal origins that have to do with the turning of the seasons and all of that. And as you might expect from a Discworld book, Pratchett digs into some of that pretty heavily. This covers such a wide range of topics though, and there's so much going on, as is typical with Pratchett. But the main premise is that 'tis the night before Hogswatch, and someone has assassinated the Hogfather. Of course, the Hogfather can't have been killed in any of the normal ways, so we follow this group of assassins going about their business, and in another plot line we have Death taking over for the Hogfather to keep the wheels of belief turning, and Susan, Death's granddaughter, who is one of my favorite Discworld characters, trying to sort everything out. As the pieces ever so gradually start to come together about how this group of assassins has actually managed to cause the Hogfather to cease to exist. Pratchett takes jabs at the commercialization of the holidays, digs into some of the darker aspects of the true meaning of Christmas, or Hogswatch in this case. There's some stuff about the inequality between the haves and the have-nots. There's a side plot at the Unseen University with an AI. There are bumbling wizards and spare gods showing up out of nowhere. And I gave Hogfather a 5-star rating on Goodreads, and this is one of those cases where it's not even like this book surprised me in any way. Because I already expect such a high level of genius from Pratchett, and this is an oddity for me of sort of a casual 5-star book, because you read enough Pratchett and you do just come to expect a certain level of genius. And so then I only have one more thing in this wrap-up for you, and this is a book that I technically finished on the 1st of July, but I only finished like the last 20 pages on the 1st of July. I read most of this in June. And since this is a short wrap-up anyways, I'm going to count it, and that is the novella Mightier Than the Sword by K.J. Parker that I had an e-copy of from NetGalley. I've already posted my review of this. That was my last video. It was a double review video with The Reluctant Queen by Sarah Beth Durst, so you can check out all of my thoughts on it there. But this is a sort of like high fantasy empire intrigue type story that's also a mystery about raiders who have been attacking monasteries. The protagonist is the nephew of an empress who is sent to solve the mystery of the monastery raids, and ends up getting into way more than he bargained for. My conclusion on this is basically, if you want that sort of twisty, turny, political maneuvering, dense and heady epic fantasy thing, but in a short novella-length standalone instead of like a big epic fantasy tome, then this might be for you. It's also got an incredibly witty narrative voice. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy it. There were some things that I struggled to keep up with in it, though. Anyhow, those were the last of the things I read in June. Let me know if you've read any of them. If you're planning to, let me know what you think, how you're doing. Anyhow, I hope you have a nice day. That is all. Bye for now.